We are Legion.
Good morning, everybody. Welcome to the Legion of Comics. Hey, get the baby. There's Tyler. You see Tyler waving to Tyler?
Hey. That was funny.
Perfect timing.
She introduced it.
Hey. How's it going, man?
I'm doing good. How you doing, Mark?
Fantastic. We just spent the first few minutes before we went live getting all the spoiler talk out of our system.
Another great episode.
Friday routine is first thing in the morning is hit up that WandaVision. That episode, just like the last one, was better than the one before. They have such an awesome format going with this show. Just all we have to do is top last week's episode, and they're doing it.
Yeah, we're getting so many little Easter eggs, so many big reveals, so many question marks. Like, I just have so many questions after this episode, but in the best way.
Yeah, I definitely enjoy that because I feel like they give us 5 answers to 10 questions and still ask 10 more questions.
Yep.
It enables people to have so much more fun with the conversations on the show for that week. And that's one of the coolest things that you kind of miss out with shows that drop entire seasons all at one go, like the Netflix format. You don't have that discussion that you get to enjoy for like this has been going on now for over a month that people have gotten to enjoy talking about this show and like what they're looking forward to and speculating on the story outcome. And it doesn't get old because you're still waiting on more content. And that was lost for a while when there was nothing releasing that people were watching weekly anymore.
Yeah, for sure. I agree. I mean, I like to binge shows, but I like this a lot for what you just said. It kind of is just like comic books, like how we only get it part at a time and then we get to talk about it. I really do like that.
Yeah, it's been really fun. That was something that I enjoyed with the DC Universe streaming app before they took their shows to HBO Max, like Titans and stuff. That was like a ritual in my house to watch Titans and look forward to the next week's episode and everything. But there wasn't a ton of people watching that show that I was talking to at the time. But this has just been an absolute blast.
Yeah, like the Harley Quinn show. I love the Harley Quinn show. Did you watch that?
Oh, yeah, every episode.
Okay, I thought you did. I thought we had talked about
that.
Dude,
I hate to admit this, but I had a weird ritual for that one. We didn't watch it with the family, but I feel like if I can ever catch like an actual bath, like sit down and soak in water, it's a treat. So that show was short episodes, being an animated series.
Yeah.
Oh, that's cool. We can have it back. Then I would just take the tablet and set it up next to the bathtub and soak for 20 minutes and enjoy a show, you
know? Yeah. Hey, however you want to do it.
Yeah, and it kind of separated me from the kids that didn't need to hear it. So it worked out perfect. Yeah,
for sure. I'm excited for the next season of that. I don't know when that's coming out, but man, it ended really well.
All right, well, surprisingly, early in the morning, we have 7 people in the live right now. Let's say hey to some people.
Yeah, I already see a bunch of people.
We have Cygor Dad Mystery. What it do, man? Good morning.
What's up, man?
We have my buddy over in Belgium. Good afternoon to Bart.
Oh, cool. That's Bart. Hey, how you doing, man?
Yep. Don Davis, how are you this morning? We have Pocan Joe's comic review. I don't know if you watch Blasting and Stashing Comics. I think it's every Friday night or Saturday. No, it's Friday night or Saturday night. Pretty sure it's Friday. But that's a really fun show because you know me, like my whole thing is like reading and just actually breaking down books. Like that's just where I find the most enjoyment with it. They do that on their show. I blow up their chat every week when they're on.
That's awesome.
Simple Simon, how's it going, bud?
What's up, Simon?
Good morning. Good morning. The
Biggie, what's up, man?
He is so close to hitting that 1,000 subscriber mark.
Oh man, I can't believe we need a push for that. Everybody go subscribe to Biggie Shack right now. He's so close to 1K.
So close. Like he can smell it. I don't like it. Still don't like it yet. The story is not there. Yeah, I finally got to the point where that's how I started with WandaVision. Was expecting more story, but at this point, like this, I found the story. I've kind of got the idea of what they're doing, and the story isn't like me and Tyler were just talking about this. We really don't necessarily need a big bad guy introduced that they have to thwart or anything. That's not the story. It's literally just the mental state of Wanda. That is the story being told at this point, at least.
Yeah, I'm loving it. It's a mind. I
Twist.
can't. Yeah, it's a mind twist. Just looking for the word.
Oh, Simple Simon said he already hit it. That is fantastic.
Oh, he said he hit it and lost 8 overnight. Of course.
Oh,
Of
Yeah,
course.
that's how it goes.
Yeah.
I lost 12 in front of my eyes one day when I was kind of doing a little personal push on Instagram because I was like trying to hit like a 350 or something like that when I was right at it. And I hit 352 after I posted a couple things on Instagram, and then I checked my phone later in work and it dropped 12.
Oh
Like it
my
had
god.
like a little monthly.
How?
I'm not sure, man.
I always wonder that when you're not posting anything or live. Yeah, whatever.
You know, they have that a little announcement where they talk about that they try to purge fake accounts or dead accounts or anything like that. And I
Yeah.
guess there's like a win-loss with that. Of course, you're losing subscribers, but they're never like knocking off hundreds at a time. So really, like it's probably accurate what they're doing. And having dead accounts does not help the algorithm with you. So it has that.
Yeah, I guess
balance
that's
to it.
true. I also know that you get like unsubscribed. Like I've unsubscribed to people that I don't unsubscribe to. It'll just like make me unsubscribe to people that I watch every day.
That's
Like I
weird.
know I've unsubscribed to Two Brothers Comics. Like I want to say it was probably like 6 months ago. I was like, why are their videos not popping up for me?
Unsubscribe, but for some reason you're still a channel member somehow.
Yeah, it's like this is stupid. But I know
Good
that
point,
happens
'cause I've
all the
heard-
time.
There's a channel called CHJ Unlimited. He just does like mystery box unboxings and stuff. And he was pushing for 100, and it looked like he had a little kind of a natural sub push from like shout outs or something. And
Yeah.
he went up about 10 subs, and he was talking about how he lost 5, 6 of them overnight himself. So I think that that might have something to do with it, like the timing of when they purge your account. If like your account bings for like extra little activity or something. I don't know. There's got to be something to it. There's trolls to that, or just bitter. Yeah, there might be.
Yeah, maybe. I always wonder that if there are. Like I always say I unsubscribe to people when they're hitting stuff, but I never do. I always say it though. I said it to Poser like 12 times last night.
I hopped on Comics on the Mend when I was last night when I was getting ready to go to bed, putting everything up. I was logging out of Steve's live chat, and I noticed they were live. So I'm like, let me hit this. And Gorilla Todd was on there, and he had all of his shirts. And he was talking about how he just got the new shipping bag. So I ordered one of the shirts from him. They're really nice, like multicolored prints. And
Yeah, I told him I want one. I need to get one from him. I've said it to him like all last week every time he went live.
message him on Instagram. He's selling $15 ship.
Yeah, I know. I need to get
Not
one.
beat that.
I want to know how he gets them so I can order some for like
he has
our
a
channel
friend.
and then
Yeah, he has a friend that does t-shirts.
yeah, that's cool.
Who hooked him up.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I watched them at the very end of their stream. I was watching Hydra comics and like Hydra was on there, Rock was on there. There's a bunch of people on there. Poser was on there. Obviously Poser was the one talking the whole time.
The whole time?
Yeah.
Was he bragging about winning the Merc box just the whole time?
No, he actually didn't bring that up when I was on there. It was actually they were talking politics a lot.
Oh God.
I know Biggie was on there watching with me.
in all sincerity, I love talking politics, religion, any of that. Not necessarily my personal stance or trying to convince anyone of what I think, but just it's just fun talking those topics that are supposed to be taboo.
Yeah. I don't mind talking them either, as long as people aren't too passionate and just go over the top and push their own thoughts on people. That
You know,
I'll talk about anything as long as it's a good conversation.
you have a good one. I appreciate you popping on there, Simple
Yep.
Simon. Dude,
See you, man.
his little addition you threw on there to the three comic book facts was good.
Oh yeah.
I like how nobody no, I think one person actually did a third fact. Everyone else just followed his format to the letter.
Those were super funny. I loved all of them. Yeah, I loved that he was like, Red Hood is Asian. See?
See, yeah, his third fact was pretty intense.
Yeah, I agree, Biggie. Just don't call people dumb.
Hmm.
Unless it's poser. Then it's like
So, what have you read from this week so far?
Oh, I'll look. I know I read my pick of the week this week was a book that somebody just sent to me. That is super rare. It's called Stray.
Is
And
it about
you can
cats?
yeah, it's a cat story. No, you can read it online for free, but it was about this like skull person. I think it was in the future, and they run into a like this child in a cave, and this child came from like an interdimensional wormhole, and it was so good, and
Wow,
I
is
almost
it a
cussed.
self-published book?
Yeah, it's a self-published book. You need to go on Twitter. It's written by this guy. His name's Eric Gay, and if you click on him, he has a site, and you can read his book for free right there. So
I was telling him this last night that I just got convinced to get onto Instagram not long ago, so it's
mhm.
going to be a little while before I make it to Twitter.
Well, I'll send you the site on Instagram then.
Like I've been heavily suggested to get on Discord, heavily suggested to get on Twitter, but I feel like I'm balancing a lot as is. So
Yeah, that like I know I'm in the burritos Discord, but and that Discord is off the chain. Like you think Burks people it is nonstop in that Discord. And I actually don't ever really check it because it's just like so much. I like you said, I'm just doing so much. If I was on that Discord or just doing other things, like I would just be on my phone way too much.
that's the specific one that Ryan told me I need to hop on there and get in there.
Hmm.
The I forget which one it was from the comics breeder. The one that was on your channel,
Yeah, Todd.
Todd. Yeah, he told me to get on there. But yeah, I know with me especially, if I get on there and someone starts talking comics, I'm just going to be off to the races.
Yeah, that's all they do, man. And I mean, they talk about other stuff too, but you could be on there all day. I know I could, and if I open it up, like I need to actually spend time with my wife and like do other things. I'm already on my phone too much, like reading comics, looking up comics, watching YouTube. It's like an addiction that I'm trying to not stay more addicted to. So that's my reasoning for not really responding to anyone.
That's one thing that I'm doing currently is finding that balance,
Yeah.
trying to set certain days to do things with, and that's why I like this early morning thing because the kids are always in the best mood early in the morning. And they happen to both get up like right when I came on, but like I was doing things a certain way, like keeping up with Instagram and checking out everyone's content, and then kind of I did my like the subscribers doubled in size, and like my network kind of grew really fast, and I was trying to
Yeah.
support more people in that same schedule or format that I was using to try to keep up and support everybody and kind of stay in the loop of what was going on. Did not work all of a sudden, just out of
It's
nowhere.
hard, yeah.
Yeah, out of nowhere, it was not viable to continue doing it that way. So I switched it up, and as far as making content and stuff, I try to every other weekend I'm supposed to be off from work, so I try to just like load that down with pre-recording content and stuff like that.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
That way, like on weekends coming up where I'm working, I have like the new comic book day video, which is like the most extensive one for me to have to sit down and make, looking up stuff and getting
Mhm.
images and cropping stuff. That I did that when I did my last one. I do 2 weeks in one go. So that seems like that's been a huge help.
Oh, we got Remy Q in here too. I don't know why I didn't see that. What's up, Remy Q?
I did
And
not see
Freaky Louie. Yeah, I've been subscribing to more people in the last like 2 weeks than I ever have. Just finding new people, watching their content. Everybody makes such good stuff. I love hearing like different people's opinion on stuff and what they're reading. Everyone reads different stuff and likes different stuff. It's super like fun and interesting to listen to them. I know your one buddy I just subscribed to. You've been doing videos with. Who is it? He always does his videos in the car.
Oh yeah, Comic Vet.
Yeah, Comic Vet. I've been watching him lately too. I just found him like not a week and a half ago. That's something like that. I like watching him.
Yeah, he's a really good dude. I don't know how I came Instagram. Yeah, right when I got on Instagram, because it took me a while to get Instagram, and he was one of the first people that I engaged with on Instagram. So I found his channel like early on, and yeah. And when it comes to Instagram, because of how busy life is, and I don't really have all that time to go crazy. Hey, monkey, I don't follow people, like, you know what I mean. I just kind of ignore Instagram. But if someone follows me, then I'll go. If I get that notification, oh god, I'll follow them. I'll follow them back and go like I'll actually reach out and talk to them. You know, like I try to actually make it get to know them. And he was one of the first persons that followed me that reached back out and just got to talking to him. And we have a lot in common, like the way we collect and how we got into comics and all that kind of stuff.
Oh,
Yeah,
that's cool.
he's an awesome guy. His dad used to collect comics, and he's
Oh
a
yeah.
second generation collector.
Yeah, I'm definitely not that. My dad probably never picked up a comic in his life. So another book I read this week, Mighty Morphin. You did you read Mighty Morphin?
Yes.
Yeah, I thought I wasn't sure if I remember you talking about it last night on Burke's channel, but yeah, I really liked it. I'm digging Mighty Morphin and Power Rangers so much after hating it for like 20 straight issues ish, somewhere around there. I hate it.
It really did drop heavily. You know, it went really strong. When Go-Go ended, I had such high hopes, and that's when I feel like it fell the flattest.
Yep.
And I was happy with this series split. I really feel like that's what it needed.
Yeah, I honestly feel like it was Boom's fault, or maybe not Boom's, somebody's fault. Hasbro. So it was somebody's fault because Ryan Parrott is already proving that he wasn't a bad writer. It couldn't have been his fault. It was like the characters they were pushing on him, or just like the characters were awful. The villains were awful. All that issues like 35 to 55. It was so terrible. But now I'm loving it.
Potential, and like with Necessary Evil, I don't think it mattered what they did at that point. It didn't it wouldn't matter who you introduced, who you brought in from the show, what kind of fan service or callbacks you did. It was going to fall flat because you were literally following up the greatest Power Ranger story ever told with Shattered Grid.
Yeah.
And they tried to do the Beyond the Grid to kind of space you out and kind of give it a little room to breathe. But the problem with that was an awesome story by itself that felt disassociated with the main series.
Yeah, it did, because it was like all different Rangers. I did not like that story because it felt like it wasn't Mighty Morphin Power Rangers anymore. I'm like, I'm not really interested.
I got to tell you, hands down, that was probably one of my favorite moments in Power Rangers lore, because the way that they kind of introduced some of the concepts of like how when they were describing being in the void and being able to go to the Zeo planet where we found out things tucked away in the void. And when they were talking about Ari, who I think is the Solar Ranger, who's like one of the coolest characters, who is they need to use her more. They don't need to burn her out, but they need to use her more. But when she was talking about how the way she's able to harness her power is like if you could hold a slice of gravity, that's what it's like, her having that piece of morphing grid. I just thought that was really cool. And that was about the only good thing that came out of Necessary Evil, is when all the Anointed were just beasting through all the Rangers, Omega Rangers, everybody, and Ari just, you think the backup Grace is talking about is Ranger Slayer. She shows up and she's like, yeah, the backup's on the way. And then Ari shows up like Finn and Tron Legacy and just shuts it all down. Just like
Yeah.
that. I'm like, dude, that was amazing.
Yeah, that was cool. I didn't love it as much as you for sure because I just felt like it was all bogged down because there was too many Rangers.
So many Rangers.
Just it was just it kind of felt empty. It was just too much, way too much, especially for it being Mighty Morphin Power Rangers. Like, is this Mighty Morphin Power Rangers or is this just everything? And that was actually my biggest problem with Shattered Grid too. Even though I did like Shattered Grid, it was a lot. Just all of a sudden we had so many Rangers and all the like Ranger helpers, or I don't even know, Ranger soldiers, where they were sharing all the coins. It was a lot to hold down. What are they talking about in the chat?
Magneto.
Oh God, Lee's in here. Go to sleep, Lee. Okay, so I also read Radiant Black, and I know you guys talked about it yesterday on Burke's channel. Did you like Radiant Black?
No.
You did not.
No.
And
I don't have anything against it. Concept wise, it's the opposite of original. So it had to come with it. Really, it had to deliver somewhere else. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
The design for stuff is not bad, but it's not memorable. And if the main character is anything like Higgins himself, I can see why this was poorly written, because he's coming from a really bad place right now and he's trying to get back on his feet. But the writing was choppy and the character direction was inconsistent. And when I catch something, it just messes me up. Like, how did Clown Hunter get in Harley's apartment? That'll haunt me forever. Like, once something just blares out as inconsistency, like I can, like you pointed out, you have to kind of what is it, just let go, suspend disbelief a little bit.
Yeah.
I go into it like that, but if the book itself drags me back in, I have a hard time throwing myself back out there. And this,
Well, what took you out?
you know how the whole conversation and dialogue was going with the main character and his buddy, and
Yeah.
the way that the characters were building, and the way that you're kind of getting a feeling and understanding of their personalities and this and that. As soon as he gets that suit, he just changes character, changes the way he acts, changes the way he talks. The choices that he makes from the moment he gets it are just, whoa, wait a minute, where are you? What?
Yeah, well, maybe that'll be explained in the next issue, though, or going forward.
Maybe it's like a symbiote and it actually affects you. Like,
because
but,
I loved, I can't even explain how much I loved it. I explained to Lee that I thought it was like Firepower if it was better, because I thought the character development was great, the story was great. We got backstory on the characters. We got to like meet the characters in their past.
And see, this is another thing that gets me is I don't know how much backstory we got on the character is as much as venting about his actual life problems we got with Higgins.
That's good enough for me. I mean, just for an issue one.
Well, this is where it's getting me is the whole suspending disbelief. We know that he had bad falling out with the Power Ranger stuff. Mm-hmm. So what does he do? He finally comes back and he creates a character reminiscent of Power Rangers. That I don't know if you've seen it yet, but he has his own Zord coming.
Yeah, I saw that. Why did they put that on the second print? The spoiler.
Yeah. And
like
then,
yeah, I hate that.
In the book itself, his suit is it's like the White Ranger, who's like the most popular Ranger. And then you have that 1 in 50 incentive cover, which he went and got Goni Montez, who's like the most famous Power Ranger variant cover artist there is. And he did a helmet variant. So for me, there's this level of trying to let your fan base know that we have something that you might like versus this dude cannot let go. He's harboring a lot of resentments. And it's until we get to a point where I can see that, like, okay, this is all a marketing ploy or this or that, it just looks sad to me. Like, outside of the book itself, the project, I feel bad for him. And I don't want to feel bad for him because I don't know if that's what he's intending me to feel, you know? But that's just And I am going to read a few. I'm going to see what I think. I think the Zord looks amazing.
It does look cool.
Like that visor, that energy looking visor in front of his face and stuff. I'm like, that's going to break for sure.
Yeah, I definitely understand what you mean by that, all that stuff. But I guess I'm not really looking deep into any of that, and I don't really care because I just like the story itself. I really enjoyed it, and I'm hoping it keeps getting better. Like the very end, I'm not going to spoil it, but that person we see, I can't wait to find out about them too. Like,
Maybe that, and I mentioned it last night, that did the opposite of surprise me or excite me. I'm like, oh, great. We have another standard run of the mill stereotypical villain here. He obviously doesn't look original. Did you read Omega Man Fully Charged?
no.
It's the exact same thing they did in issue one of that. It's the exact same thing every comic character has. They have that equal opposite villain. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I
Like,
guess like I just coming off Invincible, I feel like a lot of that was run of the mill, especially in the beginning. If you want to talk about run of the mill, the first like few issues is just run of the mill, and then it is not.
yeah,
It is
was it
not.
issue 5 or something? They dropped.
It's like issue 12-ish, maybe like 7, and then we really start to see stuff. But
I haven't read it, but I've watched a lot of interviews
yeah,
with
so
him, and he said that he planned on doing that big twist reveal at issue 25. And
mhm.
when he actually started telling some of the other creators that he works with what he had planned, they're like, "Dude, why are you holding that back? Why don't you get that out there and get more people on this book, get it more hyped up because that is amazing."
Yeah, it worked. So as much as I liked it off the bat, this hopefully it has something like that. Like this is an Image book. He can do what he wants. So hopefully it will have a good story. Maybe it is run of the mill at first, like you said, but maybe it won't be. Who knows?
Yeah, I'm definitely going to give it a try. I have faith in this writer because, and I don't know his work outside of the time he spent on Power Rangers, but he handled those so well. And I made the point that I'm not sure how good of a writer he is versus how naturally invested or biased I am toward Rangers books, and there might be something that I'm going to have to figure out there as I go, but I'm going to give it a shot. I like to see where it goes. I think I just hope for so much from it. I don't have really high expectations, but I hope it's something that's going to be good and pick up steam and be engaging and I get excited for. But if it's just his attempt at doing something just like a very Ranger-esque, I don't need it because I love the Rangers so much. There's no void that needs to be filled in that department in me. Like
Yeah.
I'm completely fulfilled when it comes to Rangers.
Well, if you had to pick between like Firepower and this, because I know you haven't really liked Firepower,
Oh, I like
like
it, but I hate it.
yeah, I know, exactly. I know you like it, but you hate it. That's exactly what it is. So off the bat, I feel like you seem to like this more than that, despite you liking Firepower.
Oh yeah, and the reason I definitely like this more than Firepower is just because of the manner in which Firepower is
Yeah.
being told is such a cheap gimmick. Like again, when the story is a certain way that for me, this isn't for everybody, that I'm no longer able to just be lost in the story, but I'm seeing beyond the story into the gimmicks or the creative aspects of it, or the fact that I felt the need and effortlessly counted panel average for an issue and came out with a 4 panel average per page. Dude, now you're on blast. Now you got my attention. Now you got to quit robbing me every single issue. We're 8 issues in, and you cannot create a complete story arc for a trade paperback yet. 8 issues in, like it's such a great concept. They're great characters, but they've done nothing in that book. If you ask someone, if you go explain that story to somebody, like catch me up on Firepower. All right, uh, Iron Fist plus nothing. That's where you jump in. You're in.
Yeah,
Iron Fist
you
plus
could
nothing.
almost say we've gotten like 2 issues worth of content from Firepower. I
I
would
did say
say.
that. Yeah.
Did you say that?
I made
Did
that
you?
point
That
in
is
my
funny.
rant. Yeah.
Yeah, like I'd say probably a solid 2 good issues, maybe 3. But it's been what are we on? Like 6,
8. 8 just
8? Are
came
we
out.
on 8? Oh my god! didn't
But I
know
think
that.
I think the artwork is gorgeous. I think that whoever's in charge for the panel layouts and the kind of page designs and stuff needs to be fired immediately because they are stealing from me. They are robbing me. If you ever feel the need to give me a full page splash of a close up of an of Owen's
A
ex boss
non-character, yeah.
of Owen's ex boss just to introduce a scene that shouldn't happen and shows that Owen has no regard for this guy's life or his own parents' life, and that wasn't even what they were intending to convey. Like, let's show that Owen's a good guy and he wants to watch out for his parents and he's responsible and he's not just going to leave without talking to people who cared for him. Nice attempt, but you just showed that he's irresponsible, stupid, and he's trying to get everyone he loves killed. And that's not even the point you were trying to make. How did y'all not notice that? It's weird. But if a dragon shows up and catches him out of the air, I might actually stop reading it altogether. I'm done picking up physical copies. I'm getting actually frustrated listening to so many people say this book has been great. It hasn't. It's been good. It has been average, and it's not delivering. I can admit it's fun. Like, I'm a huge Roger Corman fan. I don't know if you know who Roger Corman is, but he's like the B movie king, like the absolute B movie king. And he's famous for making bad movies. He's won prizes inside of the area of film over the years, and he's recognized as being a great filmmaker for how amazing he is at getting these films out, working them under budget. In the past, he's jumped fences and stolen props for upcoming big movies, used them in his movies, and went and put them back. Like, he's a legend in the film industry. He makes bad movies, but I love them. I recognize they're bad, but I enjoy them. Firepower, I recognize that it's not delivering, but I'm enjoying it. I hate to rant again. You asked for this.
Well, I mean, firepower is going to come up.
So do you think, I feel like they're just writing issues like they're episodes of a TV show. I think he's wanting this to become a TV show so bad that he's formatting these issues to be episodes. That's why they're dragging out with those in-between scenes. You know, like in a TV show, you spend a lot of money on a good fight here and there, but you have a lot of just in-between scenes.
Man, if this is episodes, I don't even think we have enough for like one episode, maybe one episode.
Well, I don't know, just take that last book, for example. You have a 5 to 7, maybe 8 minute conversation at his old job. You have
Oh man, that would be awful.
Yeah, but you have 5 to 10 minutes of them getting on the plane and all that. Give us a good 5 to 7 minute fight scene to end the episode. Go back to the opening scene. It starts off with a good 5 minute little rumpus.
That sounds so bad. I hope
but now you just,
but
I'm saying now you just time filled an entire episode with bookends of excitement. You know, you've done it. Like, look at the formatting. It's there.
Some guy said, "You guys are crazy. Firepower has been great." Yeah, I mean, there's been some good moments for sure.
Yeah.
I like it. I think I like it more than Legion. Legion he loves to hate it, but he loves it still.
Again, I'm going to continue reading it. I definitely suggest other people check it out and like see what you think of it, because it is a great concept. You know, it's Iron Fist. No one's ever said that Iron Fist is a crappy character or a stupid concept. And that being said, you'll love this book because it's Iron Fist. He just hasn't gotten his mask yet, but he'll get it, I'm sure. He's got to, right? It's Iron Fist.
Yeah, but, I wonder what'll happen.
He said he likes it more than
Seven
Secrets. Now, Seven Secrets, I was ready to give up on until that last issue. And this is another one that I'm done picking up floppies of, especially after 6, and we got so much reveals. And the story started at 6. That was a bold move by Tom Taylor. And the classic format of new books coming out, if you sell 50 copies of issue 1, you're going to sell 15 of issue 2. And then you're going to slightly digress or start building from there. And this dude was not worried about numbers the way that he introduced this book, because he did not start that book until issue 6.
Yeah, the first issue was not good. It was pretty, whew. And then I thought issues 2 and 3 were okay. And then I stopped reading it. So
that was another one. It took like 4 or 5 issues to get a whole cohesive little issue out of.
Yeah, it stopped. I think it would have been better if it was just all collected and I got to read the first 6 issues, if that's how it started.
Well, issue 6 is the actual start, and this should have been like format wise. You could take issues 1 through 5, prelude them together, and
Hmm.
then drop issue 6 because without spoiling too much, so many concepts get introduced. Atlantis is confirmed. The Rainbow Bridge is pretty much confirmed. Aliens are confirmed. Multidimensional stuff is confirmed.
So are
Uh,
those the seven
people's
secrets?
people can fly. Uh, Stargates are confirmed. Like, dude, issue
Do we
6 was an amazing comic book.
do we know the seven secrets? Do you know any of the secrets? Do you
I
know
do.
anything about the secrets?
I know 2 secrets.
Well, you tell me. You can tell me. I'm probably not going to read it. So,
You should read it. Have you seen Indiana Jones and the Raiders of the
of
Lost Ark?
course, of course. Who has
How does that end when they open the Ark of the Covenant?
it?
Secret.
Yeah. Well, maybe I need to go back. Maybe I should just read issue 6 then.
I'm not suggesting you jump on the series or commit to it, but you can definitely read them without having to pay for them at this point. So
Maybe I'll just read 6.
yeah,
Then I can
read,
just buy 6.
skip to 5 and 6 because it isn't like it all. The whole first story arc is them trying to get safe because the bad guys are hitting all their strongholds. So they go to this final secret stronghold that there's one way in, no way out kind of thing, and the bad
Mhm.
guys already knew about it, and that was all a ruse to get them there so they could get them in there to where there's no way out. So you have all the secrets in there. You have major
Oh,
characters dying.
cool.
You have again them with no way out, and the main.
Bye, Lisa.
I'll be happy to spoil it. The main old lady who runs the whole organization or whatever it is, the whole league of secret holders and stuff. It gets to the point where bad guys cut off Kanto's hand, the dude with the crazy masquerade mask. They
Yeah.
cut off his hand and get his secret, and she tells everyone to run that she's going back for it. And she basically holds them off long enough for everyone else to get farther back to the dead end of the cave where they think they're going to die. And she tells them to open Secret 3. And when they open it, like, you know what a Stargate is from the show Stargate, how it's just the circle with the portal in it. Well,
Yeah.
think if that circle was just like all botanical stuff, like vines and flowers and stuff come up and boom, connect, and it makes a Stargate. That's Secret 3. And they all go through it to get out. And in the meantime, she's been captured. The big dude, the bald dude with the mustache, who is like basically you find out in this one that was her romantic companion, who they kept that a secret, just like Casper's parents did. So there's a lot of people breaking ranks to actually form bonds with each other. But she's being held. She went back to get that case. The bad guys have it. They're in front of her. Her son is the actual main bad guy, but one of his ranks isn't listening to him and stormed this place on their own. Well, they're holding secret 1 and they want to open it. She's like, don't open it. Whatever you do, don't open it. And they're like, we're not listening to you. We came for this. It's ours now. They grab it, pop the tabs, and as they're opening it, she's begging them to stop screaming. She screams her last words, don't you remember what happened to Atlantis? And she was saying it like they know what happened, and like for some reason they don't care. And they open it, Ark of the Covenant happens. Just everyone just melts down and just boom, just dies, just like Indiana Jones. Then you cut back to where everyone went through the Stargate. Like they walked through this, and you're assuming they're just going to teleport somewhere else. No, they're out in space on a rainbow bridge, walking across it with one person who is the only person who knows where they're at or what's going on, telling everyone do not look anywhere but forward. Keep your eyes forward. And of course, Casper's just shooken up, and he actually drops his case, or his case ends up kind of veering off to the left. So he looks up, and there's 2 entities. That's the only way you can describe them, as entities off in the distance. They start talking to him, and he kind of is looking at him. Next thing you know, he's off the bridge and going toward them. And he starts yelling for help. They're trying to convince him into giving him the case. He's like, no way. He's like, I'm out of here. And he's yelling for help. And they're looking at each other like, why isn't he leaving? Did he forget that he can fly? And it cuts out. That's how it ends. You're like,
that sounds
what?
awesome. That
What?
sounds super good.
They act like the book just started.
I'm super disappointed that it started the way it started after what you just told me, because that sounds so good.
It was insane. And I was ready to drop it. I already committed to that being the last one I picked up, and I wasn't going to flip flopping on my LCS kind of thing. And I'm like, that was amazing. Like I was having fun with it, but didn't really care one way or another if I read it. Then I
didn't care.
Like I need to continue reading now.
Huh. Yeah, that is beyond disappointing that it started so bad.
So why would he wait? Other than, I mean, if you pick these up and this book becomes cooler, becomes hot because it starts getting good and people start talking about it, you just like force down the print run on your first 6 issues, which are going to be big ones. There's always the possibility, like it's not a high probability this will spec up or become something. These are some big concepts, and it's pretty wild to try to make into a show or something like that. But if it ever does, because of that, you force down the print run on those first few issues. So that's always a good thing for people who have them.
Yeah, I feel like it would have been better to start there and like learn about Casper's past and things as it goes. Like
Yeah, this was
why give all the information that in such a horrible storytelling way and then start the story?
it was insane because once you read it,
That's
you're like,
bad.
where has all of this been? Like, by the
Yeah.
time you get there, you're not expecting any of it, not a single bit of it, because you think you're kind of grounded and understand. And that's what my thing was. I felt like they were spending a lot of time world building, and they did. They spent a lot of time setting up the stage and introducing you to how this world works, and then they just blow it all out of the water. You know nothing. You didn't even know what direction this book was. You didn't even know what genre book you were reading. They changed the whole thing. So Tom Taylor's writing it. I trust that writer, but I was losing faith.
Yeah, I do too, for sure. I've loved everything he's done. Except for this, really. And now you're telling me it's really good. So
Yeah, I
I need
completely
it.
lost faith in him at issue 5. I'm like, well, I'm going to pick up issue 6 just to see how this storming of this specific battle that's happening, see how it plays out. Wow.
Oh, Biggie, the 2.0 is meaningless. 99% of the time, my name is pretty meaningless, what I make. So, yep.
Nice.
Like, what was it last week? It was Trevor Bauer's agent. I don't think anyone knows who Trevor Bauer is. Actually, Biggie might. He follows sports.
Does that have to do with anything with Jack Bauer from 24?
No, Trevor Bauer plays baseball and he got signed by the Dodgers. He got a $40 million contract to pitch 30 starts. So he's going to be making like over $1 million a start next year. So the last thing I've read so far. Oh, actually, before we get in on a tangent, because I know you'll go on a tangent once I say it. The next thing I'm gonna read, I think, is gonna be the Darth Vader run because I've heard so many good things about
The
it.
new one?
Yep.
Yeah, I've heard it's really good.
So, but the last thing I've read so far is Future State Dark Detective, number 3, and that was awesome. I'm loving Dark Detective. Are you?
I'm loving Dan Mora's art on it, especially. I haven't seen
yeah.
Dan Mora do stuff on the DC side, and if this is a proving ground, man, like.
Yeah, his night shots, just the shot of Gotham at night with all the lights and Batman and like the close up. It's so good. Everything.
I like how he has like fine pencil work. Like I enjoy the art a lot in Firepower, but it's like big, thick, black lines. It's very I forget the name of the guy. Well, I know his name. I just don't know how to say it right. But like Samurai Jack in the show Primal, how it's those thick black lines and stuff. That's how Firepower is. This is like the opposite. This is like such fine pencil work and line work, and it just works really, really well.
I love the micro drones.
Yeah,
all the surveillance stuff. It's so interesting.
The old man was proven right. Like I thought that was cool. He's not a crazy old man. He just doesn't have the ability or the technology to prove what he's trying to tell people. Let me see. The coolest part for me is when you really think about the implications of all this. Like when you get to that page at the end where Bruce realizes that the entire house is covered with nano drones. They've been following him this whole time. Everything he's doing, Magistrate 1 or Peacekeeper 1 has allowed him to do, and he's been watching him do it.
Yep.
That's nuts. Talk about good writing.
I did not read any of the extra stories in it though, so
it's just the Grifter one, which was straight action. It was really cool. And how awesome was this interaction? Like, I don't know what I was expecting from these two.
Oh yeah, that was super cool.
How subtle it was amazing.
Did you get the cover B?
No, the cover B was gorgeous though.
Was that Bermejo?
Uh,
It kind of looked like it to me.
it looked like it. I don't know if it was or not. I can't remember if Bermejo was doing covers for Future State.
Yeah,
I know that he's going to be working on some Superman stuff after Future State, which I'm pumped about.
yeah, I thought it looked like Bermejo, and that's like my favorite Batman artist. So I was like, I didn't think he was doing that, but it looked similar enough. But I haven't seen it up close, so I don't know.
I'm pulling it up now. I don't know why I don't just pull it up on here where you can actually see it. One, I forget that I can screen share and stuff now because for so long I ran off just mobile devices,
Oh yeah.
and
Oh, you upgraded.
yeah, right around Christmas time I got I got lucky with a really good laptop.
Nice.
Really lucky. Here we go. Let me see what I can do here. Screen share. Share screen. Okay. Do that here. You see it?
Yep.
So variant cover artist Lee Bermejo. Yes, sir.
Yeah, it was.
That is gorgeous. So I'm assuming that you've been picking up all those Detective Comics variants he'd been
Oh
doing.
yeah.
Just absolutely gorgeous.
I have it in mind.
I love the way that he draws Golden Age Batman. Like he draws him the way he appeared in like the 1940s black and white serial. Like with the bat on his chest, has like the individual stitching between it. It's really cool.
It looks like such a tactical suit rather than just like spandex. It looks just beefy and like I don't know. I love it.
Did you see the clear similarities between the way Batman's cowl is and Captain America's helmet is? Like where it actually makes a little bit more sense for like mobility and stuff, where he has the chin strap on it and the hard
Yeah.
top. I thought that was really cool.
Oh yeah.
And I love this. I love the next Batman, how he's got his mouth actually covered. But it
Yeah,
looks like
it's a cool design. I think that's continuing, right?
in Justice League, it's open. Like, Justice League takes place farther down the timeline.
Yeah.
So the way it looks, like I don't know why they would have like the jawline on it and then that separate if it wasn't able to open, possibly like open and close if need be.
Yeah. Maybe they didn't think it through as well as you did, Mark.
I don't know. I mean, it would make sense if it could open and close.
Yeah, here's the one I got from Torpedo.
Dude, that's fantastic.
Yeah.
That's bigger.
He's on like a Joker statue
Gargoyle.
too. Yeah.
Yeah, he has a way with Batman, dude.
He just got a hardcover out of all of his Batman work. I don't know. It might be more than just his Batman work, but I need to get it.
Yeah. And as far as continuing, if you look at those 2-page splashes that are advertisements for Infinite Frontier, they're showing you the wraparound covers that are going to be the cover Bs for the books that are the bigger books, Wonder Woman, Batman, Superman, Justice League. But if you look at the roster of people in the background, you already see which future state characters are going to be for certain bleeding over into the main continuity.
Yeah, I'm ready. I'm excited for Batman to come back. I'm kind of ready for it. I mean, I was already ready for it to not stop. So
yeah,
even though I like this,
I'm about to hop off on here. It sounds like the kids are starting to run amok, and that's my cue.
okay.
Timing only goes till they permit it. So I'm going to go catch up with them and burn some of this morning energy out of them. Hey, Finn, what are you doing? Well, that's empty. Just throw that one away. But I appreciate you hopping on, man. And
well, I didn't cuss, so that's a win.
Hey, that's a big win. I appreciate that. Another one in the books. Well, yeah, everybody out there, make sure you go check out Whack Comics and then hit those notification bells. We have that new Comic Book Day video dropping tomorrow, and then the live show Sunday night. And yeah, everyone, I hope y'all have a good day and y'all take it easy. As always, we are Legion.